Because of the engagement for human rights and fundamental freedom, human rights defenders are targeted with repressive actions from government and private group or third party. Laws and practical restriction has been set when it comes to freedom association, slandering campaign, ill treatment, threat, arbitrary detention or custody, forced disappearance, torture, and assassination. Meanwhile, their works and activities are still unknown to many, just like the West African Human Rights Defenders Network. I am your host, I'm Modenela, and I have with me right here Miss Melanie Songhai Kombate. Welcome, Miss Melanie.
Thank you.
Without further ado, we go straight to the point. We've been hearing talking about West African Human Rights Defenders Network, that it is a regrouping of 15 countries from ECOWAS plus Mauritania, which secretary office is based in Togo, Lomé. What concretely is the mission of such a network?
Thank you for your question. The West African Human Rights Defenders Network mission is to set an environment in West Africa that helps human rights defenders to do their work, so to promote and protect human rights. It means that the West African Human Rights Defenders Network mission is to promote and protect human rights defenders, those professionals working on human rights.
So the network's mission is to set the appropriate climate for the workers to be able to work.
Exactly.
And defending people.
Exactly.
Thank you. Human rights defenders is something we've been hearing a lot about. Human rights defenders. What is the meaning of such thing?
In accordance with the 1998 declaration, UN declaration, a human rights defender is someone working in promoting or protecting human rights. Someone who is working, who have to work to protect and promote human rights, becomes automatically a human rights defender. But it can be someone who is doing the job alone or in group.
In group.
Yeah.
So anybody that is promoting human rights can be a human rights defender. I do not have to be in the government or working in an association forcibly before they call me human rights defender. Anybody can become a human rights defender. Now we have many people working in associations, in human rights associations. All right.
They have choose the job to only to work on human rights, and they become professionals in human rights, defending human rights and promoting human rights. But when someone, in accordance with the 1998 declaration, someone who just take the opportunity to protect or promote human rights become automatically a human rights defender. It means a doctor can become a human rights defender.
Right.
Our sisters selling the market, they can become human rights defenders. And maybe a military can become a human rights defender. Even someone working in the government, they are the first who have to protect and promote human rights defenders.
A musician can be a human rights defender.
Yeah.
Anybody can be called human rights defenders according to what he chooses to do, protecting or promoting human rights. And what are the difficulties that you usually come across on the field when you go to help people promoting and protecting the human rights? What are the difficulties that you come across?
Yeah, we used to face many difficulties. And as you said at the beginning of the emission.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think you talked about the treatment, yeah?
Ill treatment.
Treatment, and many of us used to be arrested, some to be killed. Now, I can say it's 2 years ago that 2 human rights defenders were killed in Burkina Faso when doing their work.
Yep.
And you can remember your colleague, Samira Sabou. Do you remember Samira Sabou working in Niger? And Ignace Sossou in Benin. I can say that the situation is not so good for human rights defenders because people used to target us. People used to think that we are not working for human rights, but we are helping political opponents. So many times we face many problems, and I can't talk and forget the situation of human rights defenders working on business and human rights. You know, when we're talking about business and human rights, we are also talking about powerful companies.
That's right.
Powerful companies that human rights defenders can't face because they are so powerful.
Oh,
and
really?
When you are at risk, you have a big problem. When you have a problem,
you come
with
across those kind of people.
Companies.
So I have the question is, are you only facing such repression or aggression from the government or political parties, or does it quite often happen that even from the population you were trying to help, you find some repression? How does it happen?
Repressions, they have many sources. Some come from the government, but others come from companies, as I said, transnational companies, and many comes from the population we try to help. And I can't forget here the terrorist groups, because they use also to target human rights defenders. And I can say that when talking about human rights defenders, women human rights defenders face more problem than other human rights defenders. Women human rights defenders and those working on minorities rights, and on business. I said business and human rights. Even those working on women's rights in our context.
Coming back to that point, is it easier for a woman to be a human rights defender, or easier for a man? Between a man and a woman, which one is easier?
It's easier for a man to be a human rights defender.
Oh, really?
Not very easier for a woman to be a human rights defender. Just
Why?
Because when we are in Africa, and in West Africa particularly, when you engage yourself as a woman in human rights defenders, you never engage yourself alone. Because in our context, you just engage all your family, your children, the people that are your beloved. You also you engage all of them.
Is it not the same when it comes to a man? If I'm the man of the house and I'm engaging human rights defending, am I not engaging the whole of my family there?
Yes, but it's so different. It's different because of the mission that a woman is called to have in our society.
All right.
Because in our society, it's said that a woman doesn't have to do this and that.
There are some boundaries that are set for women. Okay.
And when you take the floor somewhere, you just see how the reaction of some people.
How they look at you.
Yeah. For example, when I take the situation we face at the NGO forum, when we go to the African Commission session, we have an NGO forum before the session. And when we go there, myself, I have to deliver a report on the situation, on the human rights situation in the sub-region. And at that moment, you can't imagine what I face. There are some calling me the woman, the West African woman. They call you the West African woman before trying to know from which country you are, for example. And they try to change your ideas.
Okay.
For example,
only because you are a woman.
Yeah, telling you that the information you have are not the good one, that your sources are not credible. And they try to hold patriarchy to tell you that you are still a woman.
Yeah.
But they don't go directly. They don't know. They choose ways to tell it to you. But that's what they want to say.
Right.
And that's the big problem. And the second one is that it doesn't come only from NGOs.
Okay.
I'm talking about NGOs because at the forum, at the NGO forum, for example, you can have meet an NGO member, but he is not from NGO. He is from an NGO that belongs to a state.
Okay.
So he's
really,
there
really,
for a mission. And also we have to face state members that come officially as state members.
Or
and they don't want you to talk about their
some
countries.
of the issues,
to talk about their countries because it doesn't give a good
image. It doesn't portray
the
a good things here.
And I think if I was a man, there will be something that could not be said to me.
If I were a man, there would be some words that I would never have to come across. All right, can you just give a words on the vulnerability of women that are working as human rights defenders? Is it like when, for example, if we go to a place that you don't know, women, they get sick quickly, they get tired quickly, or when you're doing your work, in the process of doing your works, what are the vulnerability of a woman in this task?
The vulnerability of a woman,
apart from the fact of being attacked by men in this patriarchy.
The vulnerability is that we don't have the same psychology.
Psychology?
Yeah, psychology.
Okay.
We don't have the same psychology. And I think many people know that. They know that women, their psychology is so low, so you can disturb them.
Is it really low?
Yeah, because we as women, as mothers, as mothers, our psychology is not so high, so I don't know.
You are mostly emotionally inclined.
Yeah.
All right.
So they know that if they have to get the response they need from us, they have to attack there. They have to attack there. So.
All right. Thank you very much. There is a record of activity with the human rights defenders, especially women and vulnerable human rights defenders. Can we know a little bit about these activities that you held recently?
Yeah. Since 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
All right.
We launched a campaign on human rights defenders, vulnerable human rights defenders. Yes, we know all the human rights defenders are vulnerable, but there are some who are vulnerable than others, like those defenders, as I said, those defending the sexual minorities, those defending women, those working on socio-political crisis, those working on business and human rights. So in 2018, we launched a campaign, and the campaign was based on the affirmation that each state has the responsibility and duty to protect human rights defenders.
Each state has a
the
responsibility and duty
to protect human rights defenders. Yeah, because we took that declaration, the sentence out of the 1998 declaration.
All right.
So
does those statements and decree that has been said on those days, does it touch, does it go up to the government, to the law enforcement, or it stays only among you, human rights defenders, NGOs and networks?
It went up because the campaign, we have finished with the campaign. It went, I can say far. I can say it went far because it started in the countries, in the West African countries and Mauritania, because we are covering the West African, the ECOWAS countries and Mauritania. And then we took the campaign to the African Commission session. And luckily, we were able to take it to the UN.
All right.
Because we went to New York at a session, at a UN session, and then we met with the special rapporteur, the former special rapporteur, and we made the campaign with him.
All right.
So the campaign, we took it. I can say we took it far.
So it went far.
Yeah.
Now, what were the gain or the profit that they benefit, the human rights defenders that you gathered on such activities? What were the profit they gain in such?
Yeah, the profits are so big, I can see, because they were able to build their capacities. They were able to go to take part to the NGO forum.
Capacity reinforcement.
Yeah, reinforcement.
Ability to participate to NGO
forum. Because
right.
I want to just before continue say that NGO forum, it is a forum that is held at before ordinary sessions of the African Commission, so African Commission of Ordinary Sessions, and many NGOs over the world have to come there.
Okay.
And those working on Africa and the NGOs in Africa, you do not need to have an observer status number. At the commission, you just come at the NGO forum when you are NGO in Africa, that's all.
All right.
So they went them and they see what is done there, and they were able also to take part at the ordinary session of the commission, and they take part to many side events. They were able to talk with the special rapporteurs.
Okay.
They get the contacts of the special rapporteurs, and they are able today, when they face a problem, to get in touch quickly with the special rapporteurs.
They have been able to get in contact with others from various countries, and they are reinforcing their capacities for human rights defenders. How or what did you feel as a board or organizers of such activities? How did you feel at the end of it?
Yeah, I can say I'm very satisfied. But we continue now working because we have it's a very great job, and people are waiting for it. I can see that people are waiting for our work. People are waiting for us to enforce their capacities. So what we did was so good for me, but we have to continue, and we are continuing. We have a program. We had a program, we still have, because it is ongoing from 2019 until now, on women human rights defenders and vulnerable human rights defenders. And there is a study. The study is going on, and at the end, I think they will write a report.
All right.
The consultant has write a report, and when the report will be adopted, we will publish it. And I can say many human rights defenders they have profit for joining our activities. They have learned, and I can say this is a satisfaction for us. Yeah.
These activities has brought a lot of satisfaction to the organizers, and just like what you said right now, these activities or enforcement, what did they reinforce concretely in there? When it comes to their work, human rights defenders, these activities that you organize lately or recently, what did they reinforce in there?
Yeah. What do we enforce in them? Enforcing them, can you a little change the question because I don't follow?
What was the real concrete thing that you brought to them apart from mingling together with other people? What did they get?
They get many informations. Being a human rights defender is knowing that we have to know something about our own protection, our family protection, our work protection, our colleagues protection, and security. So it was a real experience for them to learn all those things, to hear from experts, the experts who are at the African Commission and who used to deal with those problems. So I can say they have taken many things.
For now, you just mentioned something right now about the security as human rights defenders. Is there any way that I could secure my family, secure myself, and people around me when I join human rights defenders networks and all these things? Is there any way for me to secure all of those things?
Not yet. But the good thing is that the network is in contact with partners.
All right.
And when a human rights defender faces a problem, we have to inform partners.
Okay.
And they use to do something to take in consideration the problem and to contact the human rights defender. And sometimes they take the human rights defender they remove him from his country and take appropriate actions to protect himself and his family or herself.
A human rights defender that is threatened, under threatened in his country can be singled out with his family.
But sometimes we have other ways.
You have other ways to handle the issue.
Maybe that person can still live in the country, but
elsewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what are the plans? We just talked about vulnerable defenders and women rights defenders. What are the plans that you have now for those two groups you singled out?
I don't follow, please.
What are the plans that the board is working on for these two types of defenders? The future plans.
This is a protection and security question, and in those cases we don't talk. We don't have to talk because we have to work in protecting people. So we don't have to talk.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about your future actions in terms of promoting human rights defenders' rights? The future action that you are taking in order to promote the defenders' rights.
Not only my future action, our future actions as the network, but our action that those who are going on. So we have to continue workshops. To enhance capacity buildings because we have made many workshops, but there are still many groups, many people who need to have the same opportunities. And so we have to continue doing it. But the nice thing is that the West African Human Rights Defenders Network is trying to have good partnership that can help us to protect the entire situation when someone faces a violation, because what we are doing now is not so big. It's too small. It's too small. I can say it's just symbolic. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. There's this one question that has been on my mind since. How can I, or how can anybody join a network?
The network just have one member per country.
Okay.
Yeah, means from Nigeria to Cabo Verde or Mauritania, Mali, everywhere, we have one member. And the member is the National Human Rights Defenders Coalition. In the countries we don't have a coalition, we have a focal point organization.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to join the network, he just have to join the National Coalition. And in the National Coalition, we have National Human Rights organizations and National Human Rights organizations. They work on human rights.
Yes.
For example, in Togo, you can see Amnesty International in the National Coalition. You can see GFDD in the National Coalition. But only the Coalition Togolaise des Défenseurs des Droits Humains is the member of the network in Togo.
All right. Thank you very much for these answers, detailed answers. This was Melanie Songhai Kombate, and I'm your host, Modenela Hunu. Thank you very much for following.